All right, y'all. Here we are. The cab is set on. The tie straps are just there because I haven't taken them off yet, but I did the dangerous way of doing that I talked about before. But so the cab is on its initial set. I've got everything cut out where I need to be to get the cab down in and stuff. So as you can see, I left the rocker brace in there because I like the idea that I cut that out last time, but I like that that's a filler in there just for some safety and extra strength this direction and stuff. So, but as you can see, so there's the inside. I got to fill in that gap, of course, along here. And there's the rocker area that I got to fill, which is a whole lot less than it was last time. Last time I was like 6 inches this way and 6 inches down. It looks like I'm just going to be probably 2, maybe 3 at the very most, and then same with down, so I'll have a nice, good transition there with that lip and stuff. And one thing I'm really happy about is my gapping here is a lot better than it was the last time I had huge gap, which caused me, because I cut out way too much. Like I said, I cut out up here on the last one I did, which was way too much, as you can see. So I'll just be able to tie in right there. Plus, when you're welding, if you cut right here, then when you weld, you're catching the body filler stuff and sound deadening and whatever else they have back inside here underneath, inside these ridges, catching that stuff on fire, and it stinks, and it's nasty and not lots of fun. So, and I'm right where I want to be again with the cowl there. Again, as I said way early, I like to be, there's the helper Oliver, but I like to be as down a lot further than a lot of other people are, instead of the cowl sticking way up. So really, with the way I'm sitting, when you sit, you can kind of see. Let me try this. So yeah, see, so this is sitting really no, there you go, see with the dash. You're not sitting, this part of the dash here is actually sitting higher than that is, so you don't see the big gap sticking up like a lot of people do. Now, again, you're down a lot further, so got to deal with stuff like this, and then when you're over here, there's a lot more cutting up into here that needs to be done to get this to drop down. I cut out these pockets here, but I cut them out in solid pieces, so I'm actually just going to weld them back in to help tie them, and also going to weld along here too, and close this gap in. That way, more strength and stuff on it. So, and then here is the back side of it. So I got that notch down. Oh, and the inside, as you can see, I took out that brace piece because it just didn't sit where I wanted to sit. Again, if you go with the standard like everyone else does, with sitting this thing, you're sitting on top of that ledge onto the body, but because I'm going lower, that has to come out because in essence I'm sitting right on this floor piece right there. So, and I may need to go down lower than that. This is just the initial setup, but like I said, I'm cut all along and sitting, so I'll just cut along here and maybe move this up against there and then fill in, or just do fill in. I've got 16 gauge steel, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's where it's setting. I just used the tie strap and over to here, and then ratcheted up, and it brought the cab up and down and everything as needed. So yeah, it's lots of fun. Definitely a difficult way to do it. So that's what it looks like from this side. So we're sitting down. The only thing on the firewall that interferes is the AC blower, so I take the lip out a little bit right there, and then kind of notch away here to get it to drop down and stuff on it. So I'll weld new stuff in with that and fill that all in, so that'll be all sucked in and looking nice and fancy. So yeah, what else? Got the cowl all filed in, so everything's rock and roll. And I'm now even. Before, with cutting the big gap like I did, cutting on this side, then the cab had tons of room, and the last time somehow I got shifted this direction, so towards the passenger side. So then my wheel was hitting on the fender really bad on that side, and then wasn't even close over here on this side. So the cab being all centered and stuff will take care of that. So I'm taking measurements. In fact, right now, so I got some measurements here. As you see, I'll have to kind of fix things up, but from the rocker to the floor is 9 inches on the left-hand side, on the driver's side, right in front. And so you just see I got a little bit of stuff I gotta fix, but that's kind of my measurements on there. So if you guys have some questions and stuff, then it's right there. But if you have any further questions, just hit me up on Facebook or something like that, or message me through YouTube here. So But yeah, that's our progress for right now. So that's been a 2-day progress. So I got a little bit of tweaking to do, but that's the biggest part of it. Right now, before I really start getting going, I need to get the front clip fit on to see if the cab is far enough towards me, towards the engine, or if I need to move more, because you can get more room. As you can see, there's a big gap between all this stuff. So if you really want to have room to play with, then you can disconnect, of course, the radiator hoses. The problem is you have to disconnect the trans lines and stuff. And more importantly, AC, because the condenser and stuff is attached to this radiator. So you have to disconnect that stuff. And I'm not sure if redo hoses or what needs to be done, but to get this all to move forward, I've seen guys do that where you can get it all the way forward, and that way you don't have to worry about the room here with it and cutting in, like, because there's like no room, even with me moving as far forward as I could with it, but still allowing room for a seat and stuff. The grill is like right up here up against the radiator and the condenser and stuff on it. So all this you see here, this core support from the Crown Vic goes away, and this bash and the frame horns get cut. I think I'm actually about to back here, right to where the radiator mounts go. So that's what I'll do next, is I'll grab the clip and fit it and see if I need to bring the cab forward more, or what I need to do. So that's where we are. V8 power. All right, later guys.